So good morning. We're here at the International Roofing Expo, and we're here with Dmitry from Roofing Insight. So great to see you again. We've got a relationship from the past. So many amazing folks here, and looking at the technology, there's so many changes, almost overwhelming. Where do you see roofing in the future? What are the main changes you guys see?
I see big change in the buying power, how people increase the prices. So I see it both in automotive world. Like a couple of years ago, trucks started going up, right?
Yeah.
And do you remember trucks being $50,000?
Yes,
now they're
right.
100.
Yes.
If you look,
You can get that.
yeah. So, but I was looking at the losses, like Dodge 2500, Dodge 1500, and Dodge 3500. One of the worst sales cars now. So they're leading. So I believe we're reaching the cap. What people can afford. So the roofs used to be $10,000, $15,000. Now roofs are $40,000, $30,000. Insurance don't improve as much as they used to. Retail prices up. I see the trend that people want to maintain and repair more than they want to replace. So like if you go to Europe, Italy, Greece, like other countries, they don't replace roofs every couple of years, even with the damage. They repair that way because there's no buying power. What's happening is like when people, I see comments on the Roofing Insights channel. Yeah. People used to, write $8,000, $10,000 checks to replace the roof. Now it's $25,000, $30,000. So they have a price shock more than not. And insurance is hard. Deductible is hard. It's getting harder and harder. So with the technology, we see a lot of companies here. I mean, this guy right here behind us, Nano Technology, just did a podcast. So they're going to go Nano. So that's one of them. So there's a lot of products that extend the life of shingles.
Okay.
There's a lot of product that gives you more for your dollar. So if you're in the maintenance, if you're in the repair business, if you're a rejuvenation business, those categories are growing. And growing fast. Like I think RoofMax goal to reach like $1 billion in sales.
And you see things like coatings coming out.
Exactly.
It's a great alternative.
Exactly. People are trying to save.
Yes. And it's both commercial and residential.
Yes, correct.
So with that change, what changes are you seeing in the insurance side?
I mean, insurance is a business and they're going to make it harder. They're going to use everything up their sleeve to make it tighter, to pay, storm restoration contractors been pushing insurance companies to pay us for years. So 20 years ago, the category did not exist. But if you look how fast it grew, if you look how many $100 million companies we have in the country who, prey on insurance payout. Yeah. I'm not saying it's illegal or immoral or anything. It's a different conversation. But insurance is also a business, and they have to evaluate the risk. So they're going to make it hard. Yeah. And they're going to use their legal power. They're going to use their public PR. And they're really good at that. Not only on their marketing, but also, I just talked to someone here walking this floor who is working with insurance companies, going after bad contractors. And they're paying him a couple $100 an hour.
We need to clean up the industry.
Yeah.
So when you look at the top 150 roofers in the US, in terms of reported roofing, the 80% of the 150 only do commercial. In other words, the top tier do very little residential. That means there are hundreds of thousands of contractors doing roofing, but they're small. The big guys are doing commercial. Do you think the insurance company is going to focus in terms of pulling back in more on commercial, or do you think it's going to be across the board?
I think it's going to be across the board. I mean, they make it harder for everyone. They make it harder for pretty much all the players. They make it harder for residential claims. They make it tighter. They're truly trying to starve the contractor. They're not in business to help you to be successful.
So the bigger guys are going to survive, the smaller guys are going to go down. But one more.
I think everybody going to have a hard time. Yeah. Because bigger guys fail bigger. Like we've seen
the bigger, lot of big guys.
Exactly.
Take the names off the list.
Bigger overhead, bigger risks.
Last question is, our role is we're public adjusters. The industry is moving, the landscape's changing. What do you see as the role of the public adjuster in this new season of roofing and conflict with the insurance carrier, with contractors, bad faith, and insurance company? Where do you see a public adjuster today?
So I have seen a lot of comments from the homeowners who got public adjusters who have legal help and who got very little at the end of the settlement. So I feel like public adjusters have a great role in the whole thing as long as their fees are reasonable. The same with the lawyers. If you're my lawyer and you're representing me, but you take 40% of the claim, do you really represent me or you're reaching yourself?
Yes.
So if we see public adjusters who charge 25, 35% of the claim, and if you think what's left, like to do the work. So now lawyers have to get paid, public adjusters have to get paid.
And the homeowner's in trouble at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know?
So do we really need that? Probably not. So do we need public adjusters? Yes, as long as they're reasonable and helping the end consumer.
And I think that at the end of the day, whether it's attorneys, public adjusters, contractors, whoever's at the table, the goal has got to be to make the homeowner whole again.
Exactly.
And that means, yes, I've got to be careful. I've got to make sure I'm counting my pennies and not overcharging. Yes, 60% of something is better than 100% of nothing. But at the end of the day, if the homeowner is not made whole, the system's broken, we need to fix it.
Great.
Dmitry, I so appreciate your time. Thank you, my friend. And all the best of the show. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.